Welcome back, guys. It's Friday and I made some profit. Not a lot, but I made some profit to offset the loss that I had yesterday. So that brings me overall a little bit over $800 for the week and 2,459 and 49 cents for the month of October. That's a lot, guys. Our initial target was only $2,000 per month, but so far we have made almost 2,500. For those who tune into our channel the first time, we are here at Cool Random Things. Try to use a small account and do day trading and make $2,000 per month. So that's what all about this video series. And if you really like this video, put a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. That will help us a lot as well. And also feel free to comment on our videos about your ideas and things like that. So let's see how we get to this point today. So not like yesterday, I started red. So all these, these small days, let me close this out. So on Thursday and Wednesday, I started green. So I went up and then I went down. True for Thursday as well. I went up and then I gave all the profit that I made. Then I went back up again. That's a different story. But today I started red. It's back to back red. Like it's within a 1 minute. And to be honest, this red point, it's not actually my fault. It's the broker that I'm using. They didn't fill my sell order. I will talk more about that later, but they didn't fill all of my field order. They just like partially filled and never notify me that you still have some of the stock remaining, you should sell. But instead of that, I think their system had some sort of a issue. I found that later, then I sold it immediately. Otherwise it could have been like 198 days, because before I sold that position I was at 198. That's why I remember that number. But unfortunately, it is what it is. Can't put the whole blame on the broker. I should have checked those things, but it is what it is. But the thing is, I started red, I went deep into the red, but then I realized, okay, so Thursday I had a red day, not a big one. But today it seems like I'm going to have a big red day, because I already started at minus, well, it's not minus 150, it's like minus 50, something like that. So what I did was I gradually, like I slowed down. I gradually increase this loss. Not by a lot, sometimes I waited long time. You see how long I have waited. So I waited long time and I did quick trades right after the market is open and lost some, not a lot, because I cut my loss very quickly. Whenever I see thing is going the south, I'm just cutting it off. And then up, gradually increasing, little bit down, up, little bit down, up, and eventually I end up having $68.53. So that's what happened today. So let's go to the dashboard and see what did we trade today. So I traded TOVX, which was a win, and I made $30 out of that. Then I traded QLGN, which is also a win. I made $44. And then I traded NEUP, made about $77. And this is the very first one that I traded, and that was a loss. I was able to recover some of the loss, but end up having about $80 loss on that ticker. So let's talk about ADVMs. Let's bring back our charts. So in our charts, this is the ADVM. So I started trading here. I wasn't really sure about this stock. It was going, let me put it like this so you can see the idea behind the trading. um so this one popped up with the news, and it was trading. It was fairly high volume. It's not a lot, but fairly high volume. But it was trading, going up down, but it wasn't moving a lot. So this one started about, like, this one started about here. Well, it started about here, but it went down all the way here. But let's say it started about 5, but it was like, fluctuating around 5 to 5:30. That's not a, big change. If something is moving fast, it should like move very fast, like go to like next dollar within couple of, well, at least within a minute. But this one was going slow, so that's why I was a little bit cautious. And also you see this red big candles, and these kind of candles telling us the sellers are strong in this position, and they are like pushing the stock down. And you can see it even in here, even in here, even in here. So all these are the red flags that you should know, that if you are going for a long, you need to be careful, because sellers are strong. And at this point I wasn't sure, but I wanted to try something. So I set a limit order at because this one, you can see, it seems like there was a support at 511. Even in here, you see there's a support at 511. So I set 500 shares for 515, because I want to get that order filled, because this is going like 511 and going up, 511 going back. Sometimes the problem with my broker is if I set like 511, it may never get filled. So that's why I had some sort of offset. So I set the limit order 515, and it wasn't filling. So I think it was on this candle, it wasn't filling. So I wanted to try like a small one, like 25 shares. So I set another limit order at 25 shares at, I think, 528, if I remember correctly. Yeah, 528. So at this point I wanted to try that one. It filled, but then immediately, well, it filled on this candle. It filled the both limit orders, so 551, 528 and 515. So it went down all the way to, let's see, 493. So that was a big red candle, so if I learn my lesson, I should have sell all my positions immediately, because this one went all the way down. Look, it started here and it went down even below. I should have sold everything, which is something that I did. So I kept my 25 shares because I wanted to gamble a little bit on that one, because it's a small share size. Even if I lose the whole dollar, I would only lose like $25. So I kept that one. I sold my 500 well, it's 250. This should be 250, not 500. This is 250. If this was 500, I would be in red today. So I sold everything. That's what I thought, at least. For actually, I sold it for profit, like 518. I sold it for 518. When this going down, I sold it immediately 518. That's what my broker told me. You sold your shares, but I kept my $25 shares, and these things will keep going down and down and down. And in here I made another. I wanted to try something, so because I had 25, I wanted to like average this out. So that's why I bought another one, but I thought that this is not going to go up because it already passed the EMA 20. So I sold my initial 25 shares for 472. Then I thought that like this might go up, so I bought it back. But then I thought this might be a little bit too risky, so I sold it. uh, so that was that. Then I saw the support of EMA 200 over there, so I set another limit order, another two limit orders, one at 447, because I thought since this was like around 431, I wasn't sure if this is going to go all the way down. Sometimes when it hits some $0.50 mark, it can bounce back. So I set two limit orders, one at 447 and one at 441. So 447, it was kind of risky, so I lower my stock size to 500, and the other one I increased my stock size to 441. So the 500 and 441 both got filled, and I sold them immediately because this one, it was a huge red candle. I was hoping this would go somewhere like here, but it was, going down at this position. So I sold it immediately. That was the right thing to do. It never came back up. So the maximum that it went was like 463. I could have made another, $50, but it's not worth the risk. So I sold it immediately, and I at this point I was really happy because I thought I made like good money at this point. But then all of a sudden, I realized that I think it was around this area. I think it was around this area that I realized 154 shares of this 250, it never got sold. So that's when I realized, and then I had to create a separate order to sell that 154 shares. Since this was like around EMA 200, I wanted to see this if this one is going to come back up. So I waited a few minutes, so this one went down and come back up. I could have sold it for like 440, something like that, but I sold it, eventually I sold it for 440, 432. So overall the average out, it was like 435. So 250 shares, bought it at 515 and sold it at 365. So this is like 50 cents spread. So I lost about $125 on this trade, which should have been the green one with the 3 cents spread, so $7.5. Instead of $7.5, I made like minus $125. That's unfortunate. So after I realized that, I traded other things. So the next thing I traded was NEUP. Let's see how I traded NEUP. So this one did have some news early in the morning. It was climbing up, but after the market opening, it was kind of it seems like going up. So I traded initially like here. So here I submitted a 500 shares order, but it only filled like 53 shares. So that was a really nice move. You can see 602 and 616, almost 617. So 15 cents spread. Could have easily made $75, but unfortunately only 53 shares got filled. And then I tried because I wasn't really sure, because this one has like very big red candle over there. I sized down my share size to 250 and bought another 250 at 605 and sold it immediately at 608. And I was trying the same thing because I felt like this was like the VWAP was kind of supporting. So I bought another 250 shares. But the problem was, so after the market opened, what I usually do is I put two orders. One is to buy and one is to sell. So it's kind of like one trigger the other order. So when it's buy the shares, the other order automatically triggered and try to sell it. But unfortunately, instead of the limit order for to sell the orders instead of the limit order, I set it to stop loss. So my stop loss was like, so I set the order buy at 602 and sell at 612, like a 10 cents spread, to make like $25. Since my sell order at 612, but it wasn't set to limit order, it was set to stop order. So because of that, when this thing is going down, it sold it at the next available best price, which was 6. So that's why I lost money on that one. So this was clearly on me because I wasn't really paying attention. Then I made that loss. It was a very small loss, about $5 or something like that. But I made that up on this couple of trades. So this one I want to test something, so that's why only 25 shares. In here 100 shares, bought at 775 and sold it at 786. By the way, this 1 2 3 4, all 4 trades I consider very risky trades, given that how stocks behaving lately. That's why I reduce my size to 100, 200 and 100. I never traded like more than 200. Even 200 was high, but I was a little bit trusting this level. That's why I put 200 over there. But otherwise these kind of trades are very risky, and you can see why it's risky. After a couple of minutes, boom, big rejection. So again, 100 shares 775, sold it at 786. 200 shares, bought it at 735 and sold at 751. This should be 751, which was really nice. You can see it's like 16 cents spread. And this one 732, 738, this one 721 and 728. So I knew something is, something big is coming. So I set my orders to buy at 682, 500 shares, but I didn't realize in the morning somewhere in here I set another order 100 shares at 682. So I didn't see this. So this one, I think this one was pre-market, so I didn't set the sell order. The 500 one I set the sell order. So sell order was at 698.92, but since this one was going down, I sold it immediate. I changed that to whatever the best price available, sell it. So it sold at 684. So I made about $10 on that one, but I didn't realize I have another 100 shares until later. So I sold it immediately at 672. Lost about $10. So overall both of these kind of like break even. Then I was trying small sizes over this area. It failed. And then it's coming back up. I tried smaller size, but I wasn't really sure, so only made like $1 on this one. Then on supporting the EMA 200, I did this trade, 250 shares, 602, and sold at 608, which was made about 6 cents per share. I think that's all I did on NEUP. Then QLGN, I traded QLGN. So this one was very interesting. This one yesterday after market it popped up with the news. I think it was their revenue news, something like that. I don't remember. Let's go and see what was the news. This was yesterday. No, this wasn't. This is the treasury allocation, not the revenue. Anyway, I might be confused with something else. But this was popped up after market, and even in today pre-market, it went all the way up to 790. but then it's slowly coming back down. So after the market open, it's still got. So I thought like at this point, so just before the market open, it was like this, right? So I thought since this is already down like 537 from 790, I thought at least this would try to reach back to VWAP again before it got rejected. So that's what we have seen on this week so far. Most of the stocks that was down try to reach this at least half of the height and then got the big red candle. That's was my assumption, but unfortunately it was going down and going down. But because it's Friday, I wasn't really sure. So this was trading at I think 470, 480. So I set my buy order to 580 and 570. I set my buy order to 500 shares, 541, and then I noticed that this was going down quickly, so I sold it immediately. Then I said another, so this was like 541. That's a big rejection from 580. But then I thought like, okay, maybe the whole dollar level will have some sort of a resistance. So I set the another 500 shares at 502, and I like within couple of minutes, like 1 2 within 2 minutes it got also filled. I think I got panicked and sold it also immediately, but since this was going up, I was able to get like 6 cents spread on 500 shares. So this is like $30 profit on this trade. And then I set another 200 because I wasn't sure if this is going to work. So I reduced my share size to 250 and bought it at 472 and sold it immediately. I should have kept this a little bit longer because this one went all the way to 505. I think 512. Yeah, 512. So I should have kept this a little bit longer, but it was kind of like the turning point. Usually what happens is when it's turn, it will go all the way back up and test one of these levels before it got rejection. That's what usually happen, but it's Friday, maybe things people are not very interested. So after that I didn't trade that one because it was keep going down and it couldn't be trusted. At some point I was thinking, so this was 472. At some point I was thinking maybe set a buy order like 500 shares at $4 support line, but see what happened. So on this candle it was 460, and this candle it was 419, and this candle it went all the way down to 394. So my order would have filled on this candle, but on the next candle it went to 412. Okay, so I might have safely exit on this one, but it wasn't worth the risk. But I'm glad I didn't set that order up. But this one was like keep grinding down, yeah. Then at the end I did TOVX, which was penny stock. A couple of trades, not a lot, but it's something I will discuss later. But in here I bought like 500 shares because I wasn't really sure. When I'm trading it was like this, so this was kind of already all-time high, not all-time high for the day, that's what I mean. So I wasn't sure. So usually for the penny stocks I usually buy 1,000 shares because it's cheaper. But for this one I wasn't really sure, so I was just playing, at this point I was just playing 500 shares, and it got filled immediately on this one, and I sold it immediately. I wasn't even waiting until 1 cent gap is made. So I sold it immediately, and in here again the same story, 500 shares, I sold it immediately. On here so this was like a planned well planned trade. So I set two set orders, one at 681, one at 6721. So both of those got filled. So I sold them. I think I sold them too quickly. I should have kept at least 1,000 instead of selling both thousand shares, um, because it ended up going 7-7. Should have easily made like almost $100 on one of these 1,000 shares. But then I set another 5,000 shares order at 6.65. Can you believe it? I set another 5,000 shares at 0.65 and set it to sell at 0.67. So that would give me like 100 shares, $100. But look how far it went down. It went down all the way to 6550, not 656550. So my never order got never filled, unfortunately. But immediately that I canceled that one, because I knew if this one is not coming back, it's if it's never get filled, it's never get filled. So I canceled that order immediately. But of course, after 1 minute, it went down to 6469. Story of my life, and it went all the way up. So easily could have made 100 shares on that one as well, but it is what it is. Sometimes it worth to take the risk and not over trading. So that's why I stopped trading at this point. I didn't even look at any charts, but I saw later on the day this stock got hammered down, like right before the market closed. It was trading at 0.52, but it went down all the way to 0.30. So that's a bummer. But yeah, so those are the things that I traded today. And let's bring our charts back up. And if we go to stat and go to today, I technically made $235, but I gave back minus $166. And out of that minus 166, 125 was my broker. It's an issue with my broker plus myself. But that's why I said I should have easily made $198 today, which put me in a nice position today, if that was the case, because adding another 130 on top of 800, that would make me almost $950 for the week. But I couldn't break, unfortunately I couldn't break the last week high. So I still have one more week left on the month. I hope next week also similar to at least my worst week, which is like this one. So I won't consider this one as my worst day, because look how things went today. So last 3 days I only made about $90. Last 3 days I only made about $70. So the first 2 days of the week are the hottest days, and you can see there's an exception for this one. Actually the third day was the hottest day, but it depends. But usually Monday and Tuesday are very active compared to the other days, especially on Fridays. And this Friday was kind of exceptional, I guess. But sometimes companies put out news on Fridays as well. But usually most of the time it's Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday. So I think that's it for today. And if you like our videos, feel free to like our videos and subscribe to our channel. And if you want to learn more about how we do trading, you can go and visit our channel and see other videos. Yeah, I think overall on the dashboard we have 2 red days so far in the month, and those are like small dips, but overall trend is going up. So after a couple of days of slowing down. It's finally going back up again. Hope to see this one goes all the way to $3,000 limit for the month of October. Then if we get $3,000 for the next month, so this is the idea of the next month. So we will make some money on this month, and we will be risking half of that money a lot onto next month. So if you make $3,000, I would risk $1,500 for the next month and try to get better results. What I meant by better results is like, instead of selling immediately, I would hold it, because this 1,500 is the pure profit. So if I lose some money, that's okay. So I would definitely set some stop limits on those orders, but I would keep it longer. So my profit to loss ratio would be 2 to 1. So that's what I'm going to do for the next month for that 1,500. And I would be still, trading small things. It's not like I'm going to do it like all the trades. But most of the trade, I would try to get myself rewarded 2 and risking myself 1. So that's the idea for the next month, but I will talk more about that in coming videos. But for this month, I'm standing really in a good position. So things are really good, and hope to carry this out for the next month as well. And as a reminder, trading is always riskier. Manage your risk and practice in a simulator before put your real money onto the stock market. And until next week, bye bye.